It is time now for all things current in California politics. Our guest this week, Rich Eisen, editor-in-chief of Capital Weekly publication. Rich, welcome. Always good to see you.
Yep.
So state lawmakers are back to work next week. What are they going to be jumping on right away?
Well, it's a variety of different things. As is the norm in California, there's issues around water. There's a couple big bills there. There's always AI regulation. That's a really big bill issue right now. There's been about 40 bills in the last 2 years on AI regulation. One of the things I'm keeping a really close eye on, there's a bill making its way through the ledge right now that would have a really dramatic impact on how we deal with antitrust issues in the state of California. Major change to the Cartwright Act here in California. The Cal Chamber is getting ready to launch a big public campaign against this measure. It is one everyone is paying quite a bit of attention to inside the building. I think that's the one to keep an eye on.
Okay, I know Capital Weekly will be all over that as
Absolutely.
well. Okay, a new poll out for president. Emerson College, this is one of the respected polls. Yeah. There it is. So the top two don't necessarily surprise me. John Ossoff, wow, okay. The senator out of Georgia, that he seems to be polling high. AOC. But Kamala Harris at the bottom there. And again, nobody in this poll has announced that they are running. What do you see if you're advising Harris?
Well, if I was advising Harris, I would tell her to take a double think about this for sure. But look, it's very early, and she has not really been putting herself out there in the way that many of those others have. I mean, if you look, John Ossoff is everywhere. Pete Buttigieg is everywhere. Gavin Newsom, obviously, he's been running for president for the last 3 years. I think this is something where she is still, the way she did with the governor's race, playing it very close to the vest right now. If she decides to get herself out there, she's got plenty of time to do that, and she still has a lot of good name recognition. So I would say at the moment, she's maybe not trying that hard yet, and so maybe that reflects where she's at in the polls.
Okay. Prop 39 on the ballot in California. That's the proof of citizenship, voter ID to vote. The wording on that has changed, and Rob Bonta was catching a little bit of blowback for that this week. Yeah.
Well, yeah, for sure, because, look, there were 9 signature-driven measures that are going to be, of the 14 that are going to be on the ballot. All 9 of them had their title changed. That's the AG's prerogative. The complaint, of course, by the sponsor of Prop 39, Assemblymember Carl DeMaio, is that the wording is now very partisan, very slanted against the measure. Polling has been interesting on this because in the initial polling, it had strong favorability. The majority supported it. That went way down when there was a greater explanation of what the measure actually does was given to likely voters. So I think maybe to some extent that's what the AG's goal was here, certainly in the Secretary of State. Look, this is what is always going to happen in these issues. His wording is technically not wrong. Is Carl DeMaio wrong on this one? Probably not either, absolutely.
All right, we'll have something to discuss next week as well.
Absolutely, it's the usual thing. Let's put it that way.
It really is. Okay, Rich Eisen, Capital Weekly. Thank you.